Dear students, in today's class we are going to talk about domain and range of a function. But in order to understand it, the definition of function should be known to us. So first of all, let us see that definition. So definition of function says that every element in the domain should have a unique image in the codomain. So over here two words are important. First one is every element in the domain and the second one is the unique one. So every element in the domain should have an image and further that image should be unique. That is what the definition of function says. Let us try to understand with the help of an example here. So this is a function. Our domain is the set A. You can see that every element in the domain over here is having an image and further that image is unique as well. So how to understand whether the image is unique or not? Just see, none of the elements in the domain is having two or more than that images. Every element is having exactly one image. So that is nothing but uniqueness. So this is not allowed. So over here one is having the image 4 and now I have given one more image to 1, that is 5. So that is not allowed. So one element should have exactly one image, and if it is like this, then this is not a function as well because 2 is not having an image here, right? Remember, every element in the domain should have a image. Now let us come back to the definition of domain. Now in order to find the domain, you should be very clear about your universal set. Now in today's lecture, our universal set is set of real numbers. So actually what does the definition of domain say? The set of all input values of universal set for which your function is well defined. Now what do you mean by well defined? I mean we are interested in finding such values for which our images are known to us. Well defined means what? The image values of that points, the input values should be known to us. Known in the sense, remember, infinity is not known to us. Okay, we will come back to that concept while discussing the examples. So now coming towards the concept of range. So a range of a function is complicated. I mean, for some examples it is very easy to find the range, and for some examples it is really difficult. We should know a lot of theory in order to find the range. First of all, let us see the definition. So if f from a to b is a function, then range of f or image of f is defined as set of all f of x such that x belongs to a. So yeah, it is sometimes called as the image set or the range set. Let us explore this concept with the help of a few examples. So function can be represented in many ways. So you might come across this notation. Again, these notations are also there, and the most common notations are this one. Okay, we will come back to that examples. So first of all, we will focus on these three examples and we will try to see what domain and the range is. So talking about first example, it's very straightforward and simple. Just see these elements, these coordinates, and the first coordinate represents elements of domain and the second coordinate represents the elements of range of a function. So over here our domain is, I should use D, right? So domain is 1, 2, 3 and range is, I will use R of f for representing range of a function, and you can see, yeah, you can see only two elements. So the range is the set 2, 5. Now moving towards second example. Now it is very easy and straightforward. Our domain is nothing but the set 1, 2, 3 and our range is nothing but, now just see where are the elements of the domain mapped. So elements of domain are mapped to 4, 5 and 6. You can see that 7 does not have any pre-image. So 7 is not present in the range, or you can say image set of the function. Thus our range of f in this case is 4, 5, 6. Moving towards next example here, Now see, our domain in this case is 2 3 4 5, so that is very easy to understand. So I will say domain because denotation is already used. So domain is 2 3 4 5. Now what about range of G in this case? Now codomain of the function is set of natural numbers, as I have mentioned here, but the range of the function is nothing but we will simply look for images of the elements of domain. So what is image of 2? As I have written here, 4, image of 3 is 9, 4 is 16 and 5 is 25. So this is nothing but our range for this particular example. Now moving towards this, f of x is equal to x square. Now in order to understand the domain, as I told you that we are taking our universal set as the set of real numbers. So in order to find the domain, we should think of the input values to this function f. Now what do I mean by input values? Like for example, if I give 1 as an input, then we will find what the output is, and output in this case will be 1 square, that is 1. So if I give 2 as an input, and my output is going to be f of 2, that is 4. So we are interested in such inputs to the function f, for which whatever these images we get, that should be well defined, and I believe that this is possible for each and every real number. You take any real number, still you will be able to get image of that, and that value is already known to us. I mean, it is well defined. Like if I take 100 as the input, then f of 100 will be a big number, but still I know that number. I mean, it is well defined. Thus for this particular example, our domain is nothing but set of real number itself. Now what about our range? So in order to understand the range of a function, you should understand the pattern of the image set, or the pattern of the images we get. Now in this case, you can see that the images are always going to be positive because I am having x square here. So it is very clear that your range is not going to contain the negative values, but take a note that most of the time we miss 0 in such cases. 0 will also be there in the range in this case, because if I give input as 0, but then my output will be what? 0. So I am going to get 0 as the output. So while finding the range, we are looking for the outputs, and while finding the domain, we are looking for the inputs. Now in this case, thus our range is going to be r plus union singleton 0. Now you might find it little bit difficult right now. So the other way I will tell you, the other way is simply look towards the graph. So what is graph of x square? So if I draw it here, a rough diagram, so this is how the graph of the function x square will look like. Now you can see this axis our represents a domain, I will say, and this y axis represents the range, okay, or the image set rather. But how to understand what is domain and range? So you can see, if I take any point of x axis, I will be able to find certain image, right? For example, it is say 9, then somewhere here there will be 81, right? So for each point on the domain, I am having some image which is well defined, known to me. Thus the domain is the entire real line, you can say. And talking about the range set now, you just see where does the graph lie. Graph is lying above your x axis. Thus our range is nothing but what? The positive real line, you can say, the positive y axis including 0. But if you want the exact the image set, you can see where does the graph lie, and simply start drawing the horizontal lines. So the point, the line intersects the y axis, as you can see, and the point where it is intersecting, that point lie in the range set. And you can see no graph lies below the x axis, so the points below the x axis will not be there in the range. So whenever we talk about the range, remember it is a subset of this y-axis, and the domain is a subset of this one, the x-axis. As no graph lies below this x-axis, there is no point on the negative y-axis that is present in the range. But the above x-axis, simply draw a horizontal line, and you can draw as many lines you want, and you can draw a line which are really close to one another, and corresponding to each horizontal line you will get one point on this y-axis, and actually that point on the y-axis is actually the point of the range set. So knowing graph is important, and it helps us to find the range of a function. Now moving towards the next example. Now log x is a famous and well known function. We know the graph, so let us use that concept. So this is how the graph of the log x is. This is just the rough diagram. Now one can easily see that what exactly the domain is. So if I take a point from the negative x axis, you can see there is no graph of log x function. So that point doesn't have any image, and that is not well defined, and we don't know what exactly that value is. Thus the points on the negative x axis are not present in the domain, including 0, because we don't know what log 0 is, right? Yeah, we say that it is minus infinity, but what that value is not known to us. Infinity is simply the notation that we use. Thus for this particular function, our domain is nothing but r plus. Now talking about range in this case, you can see that the graph is present above x axis as well as below x axis, right? And if you start drawing the horizontal lines and finding the intersection on y axis, then you will get all the points of y axis, right? You can draw anywhere, and thus our range in this case is nothing but what? The entire real line, that is nothing but r, range of f. Now moving towards next example, that is mod x. This example is similar as x square, so that I leave it to you. Moving towards the next example is 1 upon x. So such examples are tricky to find the range. Finding domain is pretty simple and easy. Now let us try to think for the input values first of all, whose output values are well defined or known to us. So you take any input value, it will work except 0, right? Because if I take 0 as the input, my output will be 1 upon 0, and that is infinity, which is not well defined, right? So thus domain is nothing but what? The entire real line minus singleton 0. Now talking about the range in this case, now as we know the graph of 1 upon x, which is a famous graph, so we already know it. So as you can see here, the graph lies above x axis as well as below x axis, and if you draw the horizontal lines, then that lines will intersect all the points of the y axis except one point, that is nothing but what? The 0. I mean that horizontal line should intersect your graph as well as y axis, then and then you can say that the point on the y axis lies in the range. But for 0 that is not possible, because your graph never touches the x axis. Thus in this case your range is nothing but r minus singleton 0 only. Now there may be some examples whose graph may not be known to you. For example, if you have 1 upon x square minus 5x plus 6, so what to do for such type of examples? So there is a small trick that I would like to share with you. First of all, let us try to see what the domain of this function will be. Now if you try to explore it a bit, the denominator can be written as product of two linear polynomials, that is x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 3. Now it is pretty easy to understand that the domain of the function is going to be R minus the set 2 comma 3, because for that points 2 comma 3 the image whatever we get that are not well defined. So this is our domain. Now talking about the range, now finding range is difficult in this case because we don't know what exactly graph is, but definitely we can check whether certain point is present in range or not. So in order to check it, it is simple. Suppose we have to check whether 0 is present in range or not. So simply equate it to 0 and try to solve this equation, and what we get here, if we equate it to 0, we will get 0 is equal to 1. So it means that 0 doesn't lie in the range of a function. And if we want to check whether 2 lies or not, that also can be done. Now simply solve it. So we will get 2 multiplied by some x minus 2, x minus 3 is equal to 1. This 2 can be shifted here, and simply go on solving and try to see what values of x you get here. So if you are getting some real value of x, then it's fine, then that 2 is present in the range. But sometimes you may get a complex value as well. So if you get x to be complex, it means that that 2 will not be present in the range of a function. So this is how you can check whether certain point is there in the range of a function or not. Moving towards the next example now, the same logic can be used for these examples as well. Now we already know what zeros of sine function are, that is integral multiple of pi. So the domain will be r minus n pi, right, where this n is an integer, okay, and codomain, or range rather. So in order to find the range, again we have to use the same logic. So take any point and just try to solve that equation.